Well, disappointing loss, but obviously quite a close game. How did you see it go?
It's always disappointing when you don't get a W in front of your home crowd, or just in general. But just when you come down to the final games of the season, you just sort of be grateful for the team that you have, the people that you get to share the court with. So we're just going to go into next weekend just focusing on playing for each other.
And what do you think was particularly that sort of stopped you guys from clinching that win on the weekend?
There were some key moments in the game where we couldn't sort of get the knockdown shots. In the game, you need to knock down shots, and the other team, made the most of those opportunities that they had. So when you look at the stats across the board, we were sort of even somewhat, and in the end, you got to be able to hit big shots in key moments.
And how disappointing is that as you were trying to sort of get as many wins as possible for the end of the season?
It's very hard, but at the same time, you can't control, the wins and losses that you have. You just sort of, play the game, respect the game, and just enjoy the moments that you have.
So you had a pretty outstanding game yourself. Is that a record for you?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't really focus too much on the stat lines that I have in games. I just really want to get the W's.
Were you happy with how you played though?
Yeah, obviously I was happy the way I played, but there's always improvement that I could have on my part. Just sort of getting, better looks for my teammates would have been good after I rewatched the game. Just sort of trying to not take any breaks on defense and stuff like that, or missing the 4 free throws that I did miss, which is the most I've missed all season. So just, the little things that I can improve on, that is something that I would take with me from that game.
Sure. And obviously we're speaking to Peter Eddy a bit later on about the jerseys for next week, but can you tell us as a player, how is it to wear those championship jerseys from 1999? And
it's really exciting. I actually saw, a couple pictures from it. I really like the green touch that it has, and the Lady Miners on the front, so that's pretty cool, and just sort of brings that unity back together and gets you back to your roots. So I'm always, looking forward to, the throwback jerseys and stuff that we have, and just everything that, the Ballarat community has us do.
Just back to the game, Trix. All season we've sort of talked about this team's inconsistency when it comes to closing games. What's the key there? Is it like you said before, is it just a matter of hitting shots, or is it getting stops on defense?
Just say a little bit of everything. So, of course, you want to be able to knock down shots in big moments, but you also have to play defense. Basketball is played on both ends of the floor. So just being able to focus and to sort of, stay together and communicate. So it's all the little details that you normally don't see on a box score. It's something that you need to focus on and sort of try to pull a W out.
Obviously, touched on before, you had a really strong game. How do you think you fit into, after nearly finishing the season, how do you think you fit into Coach Hayes' system where he's really pushing pace every possession?
I think I fit pretty well. The team loves to run as well, so you got all the young guards and the younger players on the team, and they like to run as well. So me being able to push the pace and sort of bring that poise in the half court is something that I feel like I could bring to any team. And the way Hazy has coached us this season has been phenomenal. So it's not easy, bringing together a group of girls and sort of getting them to be on the same page. And it took us a while to get there, but in the end, we sort of realized that we could do it. And just if we just stay together, type of thing, we could have got a little bit more W's for the season.
You just talked about staying together. Is there, obviously there's one more game this season. Is there a possibility we could see you back in a Rush uniform next NBL1 season?
Oh man, I'm trying to get back here. Peter Eddy, Hazy, if you guys want me to come back, I'll be here. But other than that, I definitely look forward to coming back to Ballarat and playing for them, and hopefully just try to keep Ballarat on the map and try to get us in a playoff season.
Can I just ask one more question? On Thursday, sorry, I just remembered, you were talking about they were a bit of an older team, a bit of a veteran team, as we were saying. Was that noticeable on the weekend?
I would say it was noticeable. They hit some, like I said, key shots in big moments, and those were the stops that we needed, and their veteran players came through for them, which is something that you always want on a team. That's what you expect. So going in, their point guard was 31 years old. Don't mean to throw her age out there. I'm sorry, Tegan. But most of the team is over the age of 26, whereas our team is under the age of 25. So besides me and Joy. So it's pretty difficult to play against a veteran team. They're very skilled, have a lot of experience in those tough situations and stuff like that. So in the end, their experience got them the W.
Different work. Peter, can you tell us a bit about the jerseys that the Rush and the Miners are going to wear this coming week?
Yeah, it looks super exciting. I must admit, when I first saw the designs, I thought, oh, well, they come up as well as what you remember. But seeing the real thing, they're just terrific. And I think it is really a great nod to the past and to our heritage. And a lot of reasons why we've moved away from the Lady Miners brand to the Rush brand. But that said, it's great to embrace the whole program and to have that history going back and reconnect at this stage of our life or our journey as an organisation.
Is it a bit sad to see the teams leave the Miner Dome?
Yeah, it is. Look, I think anyone who's been here a long time will say that when you're here, it's a packed house, it's a fairly intimidating atmosphere for the crowds. One of the things that we pride ourselves on is putting on probably one of the best home game experiences in the league. And I think that moving to a new venue is new challenges. Going from 1,400 seats to 3,000 seats is going to be a whole different domain. Just the space around the courts is completely different because we're compliant for international netball as well as basketball. So we've got some work to do on that. But look, I just know with the excitement and the brand of basketball, particularly the teams that brought together this year, if we can replicate that and continue to build on that in the future, I'm sure that we'll create the atmosphere and build our crowds.
And just quickly, why did we end up changing from the Lady Miners to the Rush?
Look, in the era, it was actually thought probably it wasn't a positive spin for the ladies to be branded as an offshoot of the men. And that was probably ahead of its time, that thinking was to go back and say, look, we'd really like this team, which we're very proud of, to have a strong brand in its own right. And that's sort of the genesis of how we started to think about it. And then, just through a process, decided on the Rush name. Yeah.
Because Ballarat is still one of the only teams in the league that has a different female team name.
Yeah, look, you still do see some that are the Lady Braves and a few others. There's no rights or wrongs. It's a matter of what we thought at a particular point in time. We're pretty proud that perhaps we recognise the fact that the women should have a strong brand of their own and not be bracketed with the men. From our point of view, we think it's the right way to go.
And this celebration, you're also bringing back some older players?
Yeah, look, it's one of those weekends that it's always hard whenever you pick things. We've got a number of people overseas at the moment with work or study or travel commitments. But what we decided to do, and of course we weren't to know at the start of the year whether we'd be in finals or not in finals, was just to have a recognition that this potentially is the last game. It's certainly the last home and away game at the Miner Dome. And we thought it would be nice to bracket a reunion and just give an opportunity for past players and officials to come together. We have a lot of people coming here on Friday night just for a meal together, Saturday afternoon to just spend some time networking and catching up, big knowledge of the game Saturday night, and then Sunday to actually show some of these people through the new venue. So particularly those from interstate that are coming, it'll be great for them to get that chance.
Can you touch on how much you've seen the game change since, obviously we have the throwback uniforms. How much have you seen the game change since, those 89 and 99 premiership teams?
You're presuming I'm old enough to know that, but based on the fact that I am, look, it's a massive change. I remember when we first put the Miners into the VBA competition. I know Glenn White's talked about this a bit in 84, 85. It was very much a group of local kids just wanting to play at another level. So we're playing VBA 2, the All-State Championship Second Division. Then the girls followed a few years later. Then we went on. I think we're incredibly fortunate. Our first coach was Brian Gorgian. Brian went on to do amazing things in Australian basketball and international basketball. Just had an email from him this morning to wish us well for this weekend. He's back in China coaching there, but he doesn't forget where he came from and the opportunities that he got out of this program. So to see where we've got to today, and Trixie just touched on the quality of the players and wanting to return. What we really admire, and this year's a great example, is the quality of the people we've got. It's important to have good athletes. It's far more important to have good people, and we're just incredibly blessed this year that the values and the display of I think community engagement that we have from both the men's and women's programs is really beyond our expectations and really terrific.
And obviously a really strong team this year for the Miners. How do you think they would stack up against that 89 team?
A different style of play. I never like to get into those answers and questions. I think the guys today would find that era a lot more physical, and perhaps there was a bit more laxity with the rules. But obviously technically and athletically has developed as our teams are today, the skill level today is at another level altogether, and the intensity and speed of the game. But in different eras, they both bring a lot of special memories.
You guys as well. Do you put that down to not having a full lineup?
Yeah, it was very disappointing. We're not going to make any excuses. We had guys that were ready to step up, so there was no excuses. They came ready to play. Obviously, their season was on the line, so we expected them to play that way. So they came out ready to play.
Do you think Josh Fox's absence was really felt in the team?
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah. Joshua is a big part of what we do. He brings great energy both offensively and defensively. So yeah, we really missed him. So having him back this week will really help us.
And you had one of the junior guys, Blake, come on and do quite well. How did you see his performance?
Oh yeah, well, Blake was he was amazing. He really stepped up. He hasn't really played at this level, so him coming from youth league and giving him the minutes that he gave us was really great to see.
They took the lead a bit early. Do you think that had a bit to do with giving them the confidence to finish through all 4 quarters?
Yeah, I think that they gave him the confidence. They just had every guy that was coming in was just able to hit a shot, and then they were just getting, like every shot they were hitting, they were getting more and more confidence. So I think that did help early on, help build onto that.
And I know Brendan's spoken before so many times about minors league best defence. Did defence sort of let the team down a little bit this week?
Oh yeah, it definitely did. We had a few. There was a couple of breakdowns. They did hit a lot of threes, and that wasn't our usual defensive game. But there wasn't much we can do to stop them, and that just shows how they executed. So that was the main difference, just them executing.
What was Brendan's message on the night?
Just play your role. Be ready when your numbers caught up. It was a great opportunity for the guys off the bench just to just show what they can do, and just know that this is, for us to win, it's going to be a team effort. So come playoffs, we're going to need those guys. So for them to play those minutes, it gave them confidence. So that was good.
And you had another pretty good game yourself, Deng. How did you feel about your form this week?
I don't really look into like the numbers and how I do individually. It's not. That's not what I'm about, and it was disappointing that we lost. So I didn't really look at those numbers.
And are we expecting to have Josh and Marquise back in the mix this weekend?
Hopefully, I hope so. I know Josh is definitely going to be there, but I don't know about Marquise. We just have to be patient and not take too many risks just for the playoffs. We're really going to need him, so we just got to see how he's feeling this week in practice and see if we can have him out this weekend.
Fantastic.
Do you want to take me through the match with Mick Waller? Obviously, you've matched up with a lot of bigger bodies this year and held your own, but it seemed like he, at points, really got the better of you, and you struggled with, he is about 120 kilos. It seems like he really struggled with his size at times. Can you take me through that matchup?
Yeah, it wasn't an easy matchup. Like having a guy that size is never an easy matchup. But I think we did well defensively, just trying to get the ball out of his hand, just guys helping me. So I think guys did well, just trying to help me.
And you worked a lot more from sort of the mid-post, mid-range. Did Brendan, with missing a few players, did Brendan give you a bit more leeway to, take that open mid-ranger when you get the opportunity?
I think it was just more of knowing that some of our guys are missing, that I have to bring more to the team and just be able to do those little more things. So I think that's what it was.
And you played 39 minutes at the weekend. It's the most minutes you've probably played all season. How do you think you stacked up with a higher minute load that you can probably expect going into the playoffs?
Oh, I don't think it really affected me. I didn't really feel like I played 39 minutes. I wasn't really gassed or just felt like I needed to take a break. So it was what I was needed to do. So yeah, I was just staying out there.